Hello, everybody. Welcome to Carlos Reactions. I'm Frank Idelson. This is another special request to buy me a coffee from our good friend Bernard. Much Bernard. And this is something that will be interesting. I didn't know until he told me that the way Forestella was formed was through a series of contests, and from that same series of contests, there were another set of quartets that had their own trajectories, careers, and that are really good. But somehow Forestella is always the one that is mentioned as the originals or the ones or the other ones that are copies, and for what I understand, that's not the case. They may seem so because they came from the same place, but there are totally completely things, and this is one of them. That's why I made all that introduction. I'm going into this not with a mindset of comparing, but on a mindset of see different voices doing something similar. That's different. There's a big difference there. And this is the quartet La Poème, and the song is Never Ending Story. I'm thinking if this is the same I know from the 80s movie. Yes, I know there's a book first, but I was familiar with the movie, and the movie had this song, I think. So let's see if it's the same and let's see what they do with it. So, after this long introduction, and without any further ado, let's dive in 3, 2, 1, go.
손 닿을 수 없는 저기 어딘가 오늘도 난 숨쉬고 있지만 너와 머물던 작은 의자 위에 같은 모습에 바람이 지나네. 너는 떠나며 마치 날 떠나가듯이 멀리 손을 흔들며 언젠간 추억에 남겨져 갈 거라고.
Dramatic pause. It's not the same. Obvious. That's obvious. And I think it's not the song I was thinking about. That's okay. They sound, at least in my ears and in this particular song, a bit more operatic. Actually, they remind me more of Il Volo than Forestella. And that's interesting. And I can see what's the base thing here. You have the same four singers with a specific range of voice. You have bass, you have high, you have middle, you have that. And the guy that sang the bass line, the one from the far left, he sounds almost, but not quite like a baritone. and even has a little tinge of tenor in there, but he's singing the low voice, bass, bass voice. This is quite interesting. Quite interesting. Keep going.
그리워하면 언젠간 만나게 되는 어느 영화와 같은 일들이 이루어져 가기를 힘겨워한 날에 너를 지킬 수 없었던 아름다운 시절 속에 머문 그대이기에 너는 떠나면 마치 날 떠나가듯이 멀리 손을 흔들며 언젠가 추억에 남겨져갈
Nice.
언젠간 만나게 되는 어느 영화와 같은 일들이 이루어져 가기를 힘겨워한 날에 너를 지킬 수 없었던 아름다운 시절 속에 머문 그대여 그대 그리워 그리워라
I want to say something about this guy's voice. No disrespect to in what I'm saying. This is actually a compliment. His voice, when he goes that high, sound like a Disney princess, and that's a huge compliment, especially from a man voice. That's not easy, and that's a quality in the voice that is it's unique to him. I think I'm starting to see why some people made the comparison between one quartet and the other, but there are things I want to say about that, but I leave that at the end. So stick around. Nice. Oh, okay. Okay. First thing, it's I think it's not the song I was thinking about. That's okay. I I'm going to begin with what I think, why I think people will make the comparison with Stella specific. You have four male singers with the same, each one with the same range, specific in a specific. That's the whole concept. It's a cross quartet. They are going to be similar because of that. You have bass, you have high notes, you have midtones, you have baritone, you have the the range of the singers is the same, and that's where the comparison ends, in my perspective. Why? They sound completely different. Completely different. If you only see the surface level, yes, they seem the same. Now, have to pay attention. Why I say they are not the same? Forestella has the insane range and harmonies, but they sound. I'm sorry to use this word, but I'm not using it in in a bad way. They sound a bit more commercial. They may be more pleasant to the average listener, and of course that adds to the value, and they make them mind blowing. They have the same range, but their voices sound a little more appealing in that sense. These guys, La Poem, same range, but they sound a bit more formal. They sound more operatic. Not that they sound bad or that this is a bad thing to have. No, but that makes them completely distinct. And each of any one of them have a unique vocal color that distinguish them completely from the other guys. For example, the one that I say he has a Disney princess, it's the same range as Pita, but I have never said that Pita has sound to me like a Disney princess because he doesn't. He has an insane range, and at first I thought he was a woman, but he doesn't have that ethereal sound around his voice. Why? Because he leans more towards rock. So and that adds a little difference. The guy singing the bass here, he sounds almost compared like a baritone leaning towards tenor in some parts, and his voice is not so resonant or low as, for example, Warren. He's a great bass singer. He's great. He has really great chops there. The other two guys, one of them adds the glue to the other three voices, and there's the other one that has the wide range and has a really nice color in his own voice that almost sounds like mm, what would be a good comparison? Sounds almost like a singer from the 60s, 70s with that range, with a popular singer. So that's a different mixture, and they have their own sound, and they don't use that much harmonies between them. But the one they did at the end, that okay, this is different. Their harmonies are solid, powerful, but I insist on this part. They sound way more on the operatic side, and that's great because that's their distinctive. You don't have that operatic sense with Forestella, and that's great. That's their distinctive. I can see why you may think they are the same, but they are not the same. So, having said that, I'll wrap it up here. Bernard, thank you so much for the experience. This was really interesting. I'm curious to see what else they can do. I'm actually curious because the sound is and the experience is completely different. They are not the same thing. And everyone else, if you make it this far into the video, thank you so much. And if you like the poem, please give me some info about them, names, recommended songs. I may add them to the list and watch them later on. Or if you want to make it a little faster, you can buy me a coffee, just like Bernard did here. And there's the link down for that down there in the description. Until the next time, please be safe and goodbye.